Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Wood. I live in Tynanega and Deserano, and I want to say thank you for anybody that may or may not tune in. And I hope everybody is having or had a good weekend, is having a good Sunday evening. Anyway, the reason I am on here is I am a 5-year revenge retaliation, full skull split, full brain injury, full body mutilation, medical blacklist, file falsification, treatment refusals, discrimination, lies, time buying, cover ups, arrest refusals, false arrest, extortion, kidnapping, sex assault, stalking, injuring, torturing. My mother was stalked and killed. Two of my dogs were killed. I am a revenge retaliation victim of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police and their accomplices. Echo PP Chief, year 2019. He is a sex slave trafficker. He drove a white Jeep Wrangler before he left Napanee, Ontario. Staff Sergeant, years 2019 2021. Kidnapping, sodomy, sex assault. Constable Ward, Shannon Cork, Dave Weiss, Robert Lucas, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, and Shelley Hafner, Huffner. They are OPP human traffickers, human sex trade slavery traffickers. They're guilty of torture crimes, false arrest, just to get pictures, print signatures, and in an attempt to criminalize their victims. At Lennox and Addington County General Hospital that are doctors that are criminally negligent, involved in co-committing and covering up excuse me, in co-committing and covering up crimes with and for OPP and their accomplices. Dr. Tatiana or Dr. Margie V, aka Tatiana V. She is a name and file falsifier, the one that got me medically blacklisted, and she is also the girlfriend to one Stacy that's from Kingston AMHS. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Cubby Duck, and patient relations Brown are all criminally negligent, involved in co-committing and covering up crimes on myself, or uncovering up crimes me, and what they are guilty of, the lies, the time buying, having me falsely arrested and charged for naming names of criminal doctors and what was taking place. So as a result, they had me charged for harassment for wanting doctors criminally charged for what they are guilty of. I am also the end of my bloodline. I have been seriously skull deformed, skull split, seriously brain injured, especially on my right side. I no longer have feeling on the right side of my head anymore, and I haven't for a couple of years now. I get hypoxia daily. My right lung is completely and totally gone. My right kidney is screwed on me. I have I have loss of vision in my right eye. OPP accomplices, they're sex slave traffickers, drug traffickers, sex offenders, and junkies that are and ex inmates that are working with and for OPP and are their accomplices and who are guilty of homicides and attempted homicides. In Napanee, the guy on the thumbnail, his name is Burt the Hitman Hustler. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is approximately 55 to 60 years old. He lives on Dundas Street in Napanee. He frequents 34 Water Street every single day. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is a pillhead, and he is a meth trafficker. He's guilty of torture crimes. He's guilty of stalking and guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit. He, like I said, alleged NHL hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers and the Hartford Whalers. And he is very seriously dangerous. There is a Robert Barry and his son Brandon. Robert Barry is a sex slave trafficker. He is a pill trafficker, and he is also a truck driver and a possible serial killer. There is Dale Hartwick. He is guilty of my identity theft with the intent to commit identity fraud and also for drop charges. He is a rat informant now working with him for OPP, aiding them in this crime against me, which can be 100% proven. And like I said, the reason is for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his ex-wife's boyfriend or wife, whatever, at the time. And Dale's wife or husband or whatever, Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, he is guilty of attempted homicide. He's guilty of sex assault. He's guilty of attempted paralyzing me. He's guilty of torture crimes. Tyler Teabag Lake, he is guilty of stalking. He is a rat informant for one Robert Kane. He is guilty of torturing and killing my dog in 2023 with one Raymond LeBlanc, who is a child groomer, guilty of criminal stalking and guilty of attempted homicide with intent. He is a meth trafficker. They're all drug dealers with him for OPP. They are the ones that run and own the drug trade or the drug supply through OPP from Robert Kane. There is Jason Gimpy Two-Step Van Alstyne. He is a well-known crackhead. He is guilty of identity theft with the intent to commit identity disability and insurance fraud. He is a well-known crackhead. He is guilty of selling laced fentanyl between Napanee and Kingston, causing drug overdose homicides, made to look like just an addict or whatever bought bad drugs and died from it. It's being done with intent. It's being laced, and they are being murdered with intent through that. They are untouchable without $22,000. Anyway, I am full physical revenge retaliation, full physical identity theft, victim of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, how they frame, traffic, and are murdering their victims. The lies, the time buying, the cover ups, the justice of the peace, the doctors, and their accomplices is how they are doing it when people are disappearing. It is through Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. It is through criminal doctors at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. It is through the Justice of the Peace, and it is through their untouchable accomplices in Napanee. I am also the end of my bloodline as well, so by doing this to me, causing me serious memory losses, seriously injuring my brain, preventing me medical help for 5 years, to assure this crime against me, compliments of one Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, whatever, the name and file falsifier, the one that had me medically blacklisted. I cannot get medical help in the province of Ontario now. I have to go either to Quebec, down east, or out to Manitoba to get medical help. I cannot afford that. Everybody knows it. I go through changes. I go through facial changes. I go through serious skull deforming on a daily basis, and nobody is arrestable. Nobody is untouchable because they all work with them for OPP as it stands right now. Every cop name, every doctor, and every one of their accomplices are guilty of murders and attempted murders with them for OPP in Napanee, Ontario, especially Spencer Mills 14716 and Robert Kane. Now, any of the cops that I have mentioned, whether they have transferred or not, they are still guilty of being criminally involved in these crimes, including my sex assault against me from Staff Sergeant year 2019 with one known as Bill Woldridge. He has many alias names: Bill Woldridge, Bill Coolidge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Mavis, which is a one inmate Harvard walkaway escapee. And he also goes by Robert Cross. He is approximately 70 years old, bald glasses. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth. I am 52 years old. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth. He believes that he is my dad. He was criminally stalking my mother, calling my mother mom, and he caused her death in 2020. He killed her with intent, along with one Blair Frederick Gerbler Hardy, who is a meth trafficker. He is the leader of the Hardy Boys gang. He is the one that controls Robert Kane's drug supply. He is guilty of welfare, disability, pension thefts, and frauds. He's guilty of bank frauds, drug trafficking, meth trafficking, obviously. He used to drive a Mercedes. He is guilty of sex slavery. He is guilty of homeless exploitation for monetary gain. He was making money with others through the Morning Star mission. He is guilty of welfare disability. I mentioned that. He's guilty of rapes. He raped a woman in 2021 who is now deceased from conveniently a fentanyl overdose. There's what, like I said, once again, there's Burt Hustler, the guy on the thumbnail. There's Tyler Teabag Lake. He is approximately 30 years old, 30 to 35. And he is well known Robert Kane, rat informant, untouchable. Alls I did was speak OPP crimes in Napanee, and for 5 years I've been an injured, torture, complete total identity theft victim, complete total brain injuring victim, complete total body mutilation victim, and not being able to get help while proving my crimes through pictures and videos that have been taking place with me. My legal rights, my medical rights, my human rights have been taken from me. As it stands right now, each and every one of these lowlives, as I said, are guilty of murder and attempted murder, including the cops and doctors, because they are criminally negligent involved with intent because of a falsified file against me. I was shot by ex-OPP chief in year 2019 on the corner of Bridge and Center Street in August before he left, and after that the problems began. My medical blacklisting began after that, and I can't go to any hospital. Like I said, once again, compliments of Lennox and Addington County General Hospital and cops conspiring to have me fucking charged in an attempt to give me a criminal record, which I never previously had up until that point. No association with any cops either. I had not even been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years, and then all of a sudden I get shot and I have to go to a hospital all the time after I start having problems. In November of 2019, I finally got a CAT scan at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. That's when I was medically blacklisted. And that's when Stacy was talking to her girlfriend, Dr. Tatiana V, the one that falsified my medical file. She also gave original CAT scan pictures of mine illegally away while refusing me to see them to one Stacy, her girlfriend, and one Spencer Mills 14716 OPP cop who was in original possession of my medical CAT scans illegally. He is a very seriously cop. He is a very seriously dangerous cop. He is a possible serial killer as well. You speak OPP crimes in Napanee, expect to be injured, tortured, have your parents stalked and killed, have animals tortured and killed, go through complete mutilations, body injuring, complete total deforming. No matter how much you can prove, it will do no good. And this is why this is why OPP get away with the crimes that they get away with. I was the justice of the peace had me falsely arrested and charged to prevent anything legal on her or anyone else. The very same day, I went to get private prosecution on everybody, and she was named as one of the people involved. And before I had a chance to do anything, it was conveniently done to me. And then I also tried to file charges against police surrounded hands on guns through OPP, and I have video to prove it. Stalking, complete total deforming. So when people are disappearing, it is through identity thefts, it is through medical blacklisting, it is through kidnapping, it is through false arresting, it is through sex slavery, it is through slavery, it is through torture crimes, and it is through homicides, which are being covered up. Congratulations, Burt the Hitman Hustler. Congratulations, Tyler T. Baglake. Congratulations, Jason Gimpy Two Step Van Alstyne. As a matter of fact, one way or another, I'm going to see you locked up for the rest of your life, you homosexual crackhead lowlife. Along with Dale fucking Hartwick and the rest of you bastards who are involved doing this to me. Like I said, you speak OPP crimes, and your entire family and bloodline will be killed, and that is no joke, and they will get away with it. And I am not taking a fall. Convenient arrest refusals, time buying, and everything else. This is why OPP falsely arresting their victims as well for pictures, prints, signatures, and everything else they need for forgeries, framings, and frauds, along with time buying, along with the cover ups, along with the arrest refusals, along with the extortions, and everything else that they are guilty of and committing. If any of these pieces of shit could be arrested and I was actually able to get to a hospital with somebody to have proof, it would prove a lot. My legal rights, my medical rights, and my human rights have been taken. So beware, Ontario, beware, Napanee, because OPP are very seriously dangerous. They have no concern or care for your life, and they have proven it. And they will do what they gotta do. They will do everything necessary to continue to fuck you over, to completely get away with what they're getting away with. They've showed how corrupt and dirty and dangerous they truly are, along with the doctors who are criminally involved. It's kind of funny how people don't believe because somebody is a doctor that they cannot be a criminal. How people believe that somebody is a doctor, they cannot be killers. How people believe because somebody has a badge and holds that badge up that they cannot be criminals or killers themselves, i.e., Spencer Mills. Plus, he's also getting others to do his bidding for crack cocaine and for free fucking drugs and drop charges, is what is happening. And obviously, because I am not getting any views and nobody is tuning into this, I am Chris Wood. I am a full physical revenge retaliation, full physical identity theft victim. Jason Gimpy, Two Step Van Alstyne, and Dale Hartwick, Tyler Lake, Raymond LeBlanc, Burt Hustler are all guilty of murder and attempted murder. This is finished to me. The whole back of my head is completely and totally numb, and I can't get any help, so damage is fucking done. I am 52 years old, and I am a complete revenge retaliation victim through the cops, doctors, and their homosexual accomplices. As I said, when people disappear, it is through OPP, the doctors, and accomplices. Once again, not to sound like a broken record. One way or another, I will get arresting and charging done on the pieces of shit. I can't even file against Lika. I can't even file a Lika report against OPP. I tried. I was refused. So they know that they got away with this. Obviously, they did. Time has been bought, you pet pieces of shit, and I'm not taking a fall for Jason Gimpy, Two Step Van Alstyne, or any other of your sex offender, pedophile, drug trafficking, drug lacing, murdering low-life pieces of shit garbage that you have in Napanee. There is also a Sean McKay involved as well. Each and every one of them need to be arrested, but unfortunately, I don't have the $22,000, and unfortunately, OPP only work for them. Be safe. There is also a Chris Pratt involved too, and his brother happens to be a cop.